Ever been kicked out of your favorite restaurant without knowing why? Well, Karoline hadn't either. Until today. And trust me, she wasn't going to let it slide. Imagine you're at your favorite spot. You know, the one where everyone smiles when you walk in. That's the Oak Room for Karoline, a cozy bistro on Main Street that she considered a second home. She'd been coming here for years, same corner booth, same grilled salmon. But today wasn't going to be like all those other days. It started like any ordinary day. Karoline had just wrapped up a stressful meeting, and nothing sounded better than sitting by the window with her usual lunch, grilled salmon and roasted veggies. She settled into her corner booth, eyes drifting lazily over the menu, totally relaxed by the scent of fresh bread filling the air and the gentle hum of quiet conversations. But that's when things took a weird turn. A new face caught her eye, a tall man in a sharp suit she'd never seen before. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe just a new manager. No biggie. But moments after placing her order, Mr. Sharpsuit walked straight up to her table. "Excuse me," he said quietly but firmly. Karoline looked up, puzzled. "Yes," she replied politely, thinking maybe he had the wrong table. But he leaned in, voice colder than ice. "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Now picture this. You're just sitting there, minding your own business, and suddenly, you're asked to leave without a reason." Karoline was shocked, but kept it cool. "Excuse me?" she asked. Sure, she must have misheard. "You heard me. You need to leave. Now," he insisted. She glanced around quickly, noticing other customers sneaking peeks. The whole room felt tense, but nobody said a word. She took a steadying breath, trying to hide the anger bubbling inside her. "Can you tell me why?" Karoline asked calmly, determined not to cause a scene. Yet. The man stiffened even more, eyes narrowing. "I don't need to explain myself." But here's the thing. Karoline wasn't buying that. She'd never been pushed around, and she wasn't about to start today. "Actually," she said firmly, "I think you do. I've been coming here for years. You can't just kick me out without telling me why." An awkward silence followed. The manager hovered awkwardly near the kitchen, saying nothing. Usually chatty and welcoming, his silence felt heavy and unusual. Finally, the suited man offered a weak reason. "You're disturbing other customers." Karoline raised an eyebrow, glancing around. Everyone else was quietly chatting or sipping coffee. No disturbances here. "This is a public restaurant, and I haven't disturbed anyone. I'm literally just waiting for lunch," she pointed out firmly. The tension rose, thickening the air. The manager finally moved forward, looking more uncomfortable than ever. "Sorry, ma'am," he muttered, avoiding eye contact. "We've had a complaint." Karoline's jaw dropped. A complaint about her? Impossible. She'd always been friendly, respectful, never caused trouble. "What kind of complaint?" she asked, refusing to back down. "I can't tell you," the manager said, clearly uncomfortable. "You're seriously kicking me out without even saying why?" Karoline shot back, frustration mounting. He shifted uneasily, clearly conflicted. "It's protocol." Protocol? She'd come here for years. Suddenly there's a secret protocol? Something definitely wasn't right. "Who gave the order?" she pressed, determined now more than ever. The manager hesitated, sighed deeply, then reluctantly admitted, "The owner." Karoline felt her heart skip. Joan, the kind and friendly owner she'd known for years, had ordered this? It made zero sense. Suddenly the suited man intervened, looking uncomfortable himself. "Look, there's been a misunderstanding. Joan thinks you've been making other guests uncomfortable." Karoline stared, stunned. This was news to her. She had never behaved rudely or made anyone feel uneasy. "Uncomfortable? How?" she demanded firmly. No answer. The manager shifted nervously, eyes downcast. Then, softly, He suggested Karoline call Joan herself. Without wasting a second, Karoline dialed Joan's number, her heart pounding as the phone rang. Joan answered warmly, surprised to hear from her. Karoline jumped straight in. "Joan, I'm at the Oak Room. Your manager is kicking me out without explanation, claiming I've made others uncomfortable. What's going on?" Joan sounded shocked. "Karoline, I had no idea. Let me sort this out immediately." Within moments, the tension eased. Joan's sincere apology proved there was a huge mistake. Karoline wasn't just relieved, she felt justified. Turning to the manager, she calmly but firmly said, "This could have been avoided with simple communication. Remember, everyone deserves respect." The manager nodded, visibly ashamed, promising it wouldn't happen again. Stepping outside into the fresh air, Karoline realized she hadn't just won a personal victory. She'd stood up for fairness, dignity, and respect, and she hoped this moment would remind others to do the same. Because sometimes, the strongest voice isn't the loudest. It's the one that calmly stands firm, demanding the respect we all deserve. Now, don't miss what happens next. Click the video on your screen to watch another incredible story unfold.